Hello collectors, it's Steven here kicking off the Legend of Zelda week. Starting things off, we have the World of Nintendo Deku Link and Skull Kid up for review. These 2.5-inch scale figures cost about $5 a pop, and collectors love them. So let's see what all the hubbub is about, and whether or not they're worth adding into your collection.
So first up, we're going to take a look at Deku Link, and I have to say, for the size and for the price point, the sculpt is very nice. You can see that there's a nice grain texture to the body and to the head. Now, what is a bit unfortunate in comparing these two is that the body is mostly glossy, while the head has a sort of satin finish, but it might not bother everyone. So when we take a look at the head, you can see that there's a nice black spray covering it. Some may say it's a bit too dark. I think it's just fine, and it really doesn't affect the yellow hair at all, which is a good thing because sometimes on cheaper stuff, you get quality issues with the paint. The cap is a nice green, though unfortunately we do get a little bit of a seam here from where it was pulled out of the mold, though maybe that's just a fold in the cap in and of itself. Looking at the gloves, we have a nice red paint application, and the boots are also red. However, something you may note is that the boots are kind of glossy, while the gloves are rather satin in color. When we look at the right hand here, we see Link is holding a nice little flower, though unfortunately the center of it isn't painted. Maybe it could have been done in black. But overall, for paint and sculpt, this is very nicely done. For articulation, we have the very basics here. We have a swivel at the neck, so you can turn Link's head from side to side like so, and then the arms do feature swivels. As you can see here, you can raise and lower Link's arms like that. However, I do find them to be a bit unresponsive, and the left arm was very difficult to move out of the package. It was stuck. I sort of felt like I was twisting plastic and not an actual joint. So do be careful when you are moving the joints around, so this way you don't accidentally damage your Link. Up next, we have the Skull Kid in a very questioning pose, as if he's questioning his very existence. So as you can see, the paint application, very simplistic. We have mostly orange and yellow-green paint, even used up here for the spikes on the mask itself, Majora's Mask to be specific. So accuracy is definitely lost here at this smaller scale, but again, for $5, not too bad. We do get some brown paint that is used up here for the head. Looking at the top, we see some links here, which are actually painted rather well, but unfortunately at some parts of the body, like here at the bicep on the left arm, and on the fingers, we do lose some of that quality, and it does put some marks against the figure. Looking down at the shoes, you can see those are pretty nice. And for points of articulation, we have a swivel at the neck to spin the head around like that, and then we have swivels at the shoulders, though do be careful because they are very tight and you don't want to force or bend anything. Of note, speaking of paint application, which is rather so-so, some of the Skull Kids on the shelf, aside from this one, had paint scrape damage to Majora's Mask. And I can confirm that the plastic underneath is indeed black. So make sure you're checking these guys very thoroughly on the shelf so you don't pick up a dud. Now, one important thing I'd like to make mention of for Skull Kid, he does have some balancing issues, so make sure he's displayed securely.
And a size comparison for you with other Nintendo figures. Like I've said, they're small, but they look really nice. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Deku Link is really nice, and it has a nice display presence. Given Deku Link was small in Majora's Mask, at least he seemed that way to me, he can sneak into some displays with normal-sized 6-inch scale figures. After all, make-believe is the name of the game. Skull Kid is nice too, though him being top-heavy is a real drawback. Some double-sided or folded-over tape might be best to display him. It really is a shame there isn't a larger version of him. Overall, they're nice figures for $5, though, say, collectors who are used to more adult-style figures like Nendoroids or SH Figuarts may not be too impressed. However, give credit where it's due. Jax did a nice job with these two little ones. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video and subscribe. What do you think of the figure? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Interested in picking this one up? Check the description for some really cool links to take you where you need to go. Want to watch some more videos? I picked a few just for you, so click the annotations on your screen right now for more great content. Until next time, collectors!